welcome back to Retro Wrestling Reviews, your weekly dose of retro wrestling video game action here in WWF Attitude for the PlayStation. This is my first match in the rankings for the Intercontinental Championship against an old rival in Draws, who I've wrestled a few times, and our first new face in the Road Dogg. Um, so that's fun. This is a triangle falls count anywhere match, which is interesting. Man, this is high octane action here. I don't know. It is so yeah, it is elimination, so I always don't know how much I should kind of hang back and let these guys do their own thing. But yeah, fun to see a new character in the Road Dogg. I think he looks pretty good. With the DX T-shirt and the logo on the front. Like the writing's nice and clear on his T-shirt, which is a decent compliment for a game that's this old. Um, this game came out in the summer of 1999. So as I'm playing it right now, it is almost 26 years old. No, almost 27 years old. My God. I love the New Age Outlaws. Again, it's one of those Attitude Era acts which hasn't aged amazingly well, but as a kid, I loved the New Age Outlaws. I thought Road Dogg was the business. I think they really complemented each other, where you had the charisma kind of um, talky guy with the Road Dogg. He was so full of the banter, as they say. And Billy Gunn was just a super athlete, like not a great wrestler, but getting those hot tags where he would just explode into the ring and run through everyone. I'm sure we'll see Billy Gunn in this Intercontinental title rankings as well. That feels very in his wheelhouse. Ironically, as I'm playing as Mankind through this Intercontinental title rankings. Road Dogg's the only person in this match who's been Intercontinental Champion in real life. He only held it for 3 weeks, um, but he did successfully defend it at a WrestleMania, which not a lot of people can claim. That's more just trivia. I have loads of that. I could fill these entire videos with just trivia. Um, Man, this is I've said this before as well, but the triangle thing, the hardest thing is because there's three of us. It feels like no one's ever like facing each other, and so it becomes really hard to hit moves. Because no one's looking in the right direction for me to hit a move. Like I'll run at them and they'll be slightly off center, and so I won't be able to actually complete the move. I am kind of pleased Road Dogg's just standing back and letting me and Draws go at it here. I'm just trying to get some health worn down. Like, I don't want to wrestle this whole 10 minutes and win by most damage. Like, a win is a win. I'll take that, but I'd rather just win the match in less time. You know, I don't want matches to be taken so long that one match is like an entire video. Look at Draws go. I'm going to stand back and let these two go at it for a bit. I suppose the danger of me standing back and letting them go at it is that one of them could win by most damage if they hit enough moves. There we go. I don't know if I'd pick one and focus on them, but then there's no guarantee that the AI is going to be on the same page as me, which is a challenge. I just want to hit something. Jeez, lads. Okay. Gee, oh man, you can probably hear me frantically pressing the buttons in the video. Microphone I use is quite receptive. I have to be very careful not to like burp or clear my throat, or I'm sure you've picked up a couple of those in the course of these videos now. I do try. I try not to be gross. Oh man, Road Dogg with the counters. What a move. There we go. I'm just trying to like stack up a little bit of damage on Draws now. Let's go after Road Dogg, man. Oh, the action is frantic. I don't like these triangle matches because there's too much going on. there's part of me who wants to just motor through these opponents and end these matches quickly so I can, it's not a race, it's a marathon, but it is also kind of a race. I don't want to spend the rest of my life playing this game as much as I am enjoying it. Um, if anyone out there is interested in playing these games yourself, obviously I can't give you too many tips on where to find the ROMs to play these games. Like, if you've got a copy of the game, you can just put it into your disc tray, and most emulators will play it from a disc, which I think is pretty cool. But the emulator I use is DuckStation, which is great. I'll flash the logo for that up on the screen actually. I'd give those guys a shout out because it's the same emulator I use to play SmackDown on in the other channel videos on this channel. And I have some other games on DuckStation that I just play for fun and don't put up on YouTube, like Toomby. Um, and there was a game Kula where you play as like a beach ball and roll around obstacle courses, which sounds ridiculous, but big fan, big fan. Retro gaming has its place. Um, I am a big fan of the current WWE game output, like I've mentioned in the previous video about 2K25, which I've been playing a lot of, and 2K26, which comes out pretty soon. It'll be out actually by as you're watching this, it'll have been released. Oh, this is so frustrating. These triangle matches take such a long time. That running fist drop, I use that quite a lot. That's pretty effective, I have to say. If getting someone on the ground and just like sprinting and dropping a fist on them, that does seem to work really well. Boy, nice, well timed. Kind of kicks to the hip, if we're being generous. To the junk if we're not. That neckbreaker draws it uses is nice. That's been effective for him. I'm using the overhead belly to belly suplex a lot, or the overhead double arm suplex. I've used that a few times in this match. I don't know how much you guys can hear of Shane McMahon's commentary and how much you remember of Vince McMahon's commentary in the previous game, but he has a couple of lines that he shouts that are just Vince's lines from the previous game, which is intentional. He does acknowledge that he's kind of stealing the lines from his dad, but one of them is "Pandemonium going wild," which is something Vince said in Warzone as well. Again, that's more just trivia for you guys, which might be interesting or might not. Hopefully, if you've watched this far in this many Attitude videos, you find me even semi-interesting. Um, has the game glitched out? I think the game's glitched. Alright guys, yeah, I had to restart the match. The game glitched out, so that's just one of the fun things about emulators. But I actually do remember the same thing happening on my real version of the game on my actual PlayStation back in the day, where I actually think it was draws. I remember me and my friends being convinced that we couldn't play as draws because he would glitch. So it's funny that it happened again because I don't think it is specifically Draws' fault. But yeah, that was just it glitched out. He basically was just hitting that shoulder tackle forever and ever and ever, and my health was ticking down. So if I'd allowed it to continue, I think the time would have eventually run out and ended the match. But Draws would have won by most damage, which you know obviously I can't let happen. I have to, I'm not going to let him win by a glitch. I have to, he must win honorably or not win at all. Much like me. So yeah, I just restarted the match. I might edit a big chunk of this out now because, I've used all my Road Dogg and Draws material already. All right, you rejoin me around the same time limit that the previous match I had to quit. I don't know why Draws just broke that pin up because it is elimination rules as far as I'm aware. Road Dogg is almost certainly going to be eliminated just because he's in red now. But yeah, we're very close to the 10-minute time limit, so um, As you can see, I've done pretty well. I'm still in green. They're both more hurt rather. Um, so this one should be over pretty soon. All I need is to narrow it down a little bit. I'm annoyed about the glitch. It's kind of unavoidable with older games. As I say, I do recall it happening on the real game, so that I don't. I'm pretty confident that's not the emulator's fault, basically. I don't see why it would be the emulator's fault, but it is funny that moments after I plugged the emulator and told everyone to give it a bash, it immediately glitched. Um, I should say I'm not sponsored or anything. Like the Duck Station didn't ask me to mention them by name. I like giving them credit. Feels like I could win this legit and actually pin them both. They're both pretty low health. I just need one or both of them to be knocked down. I think that might be his finishing move. I'll let that happen. Okay, Road Dogg's eliminated. I just need to pin draws now. Watch him beat my ass for 2 minutes and win the match. It would be really disappointing if that happened, considering how well I've done in this match. I've kind of done really well actually compared to my previous effort. I probably edited out the wrong the wrong version of this match, considering I did way better the second time round than I did the first. Oh man, that's not what I wanted to do. I still can't quite get the mandible claw to work anymore. Like that was me trying it again. Maybe it doesn't work when he's stunned. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's fine. It's fine. We've seen the mandible claw. I've used it a lot. I'll save it for next time I get put in like an I quit match, and then it'll be important. Draws is tough as a $2 stake. I really hope this is the last time I have to fight Draws. I've completely run out of things to say about Darren Drozdov, a man who was on WF television for about a year and a half. Like, I really don't have that much to say about the kid. He seemed like he was a lovely guy. Is about the about the limit of what I've got left to say. I like his shorts; they look very comfortable. Is that anything? He seemed like really likable in Beyond the Mat. If you've never seen Beyond the Mat, you should check that out. It's really good. There we go. And with 30 seconds left, I pin him and win the match legitimately rather than by most damage. Two attempts, but I did win eventually. No more glitches. Touch wood. No more glitches.